Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dr. LeGrand here. It's been a while, but here is a new year, and here at Nature's Health Clinic, I'm going to discuss about what parents can do to help their kids with ADHD. I see a lot of patients with ADHD, work with kids and adults that suffer with ADHD. I myself grew up with ADHD, dyslexia, had a lot of different issues with that, but these are some techniques that I used that really helped me, and even my parents that helped me that struggled with it, but also work with parents as well as kids to be able to use these types of techniques that you can do to help out your kids. The very first thing that I do want to stress about when it comes to ADHD, I don't like to look at it as a diagnosis. Most diagnoses can be more of a cripple or a crutch that we can have to lean on, but look at you as an individual, as everybody is unique. And people who suffer with ADHD or attention issues or struggle with school or dyslexia or any other kind of, hindrances to, studying in school or performing well in school is to look at that you're just wired differently. You have to learn differently, and trying to empower your kids to understand that you just learn differently. And there is different superpowers that I like to say, different superpowers that people who do suffer with attention issues, I wouldn't even say it's even an attention issue. Kids like, me and other people that suffer with attention deficits issues, it's not more like a deficit. I find that kind of misconception. It's that we're just focused on a lot of things. We get distracted by things very easily. Our senses are very heightened, and so we get distracted very easily. And so we have to be in more of a quiet place. But if there's something that we're really interested in, we have hyper focus. And that's where you can actually see the power with people who have ADHD issues, is they can hyper focus on things to be able to actually perform very well and do very well in this life and career options that they choose that they are very passionate about. So trying to find your kids' passion. And it could be something, as minuscule or even just small that you might not think as important as today. But now we live in this era where the internet's so big that jobs are created all the time. And trying to discover that creativity side of your kids and to empower them and trying to use that to help improve in school as a motivation factor. I know that was for me to try to find things to help me motivate, because schooling was definitely not easy trying to get through college and also medical school, but trying to find that drive. Okay. The other thing that's so important to really focus on with kids that deal with ADHD is nutrition. Nutrition is huge. Trying to get good eating healthy habits. And I know it's very difficult for kids. I know for me, I didn't eat the best as a kid, but as I got older, I realized the importance. Probably when I was about 14, I started implementing more healthy eating practices to incorporate, because I knew that really benefited me, especially with my learning and not having such brain fog all the time. This really helps improve. And especially with kids that I do work with, when they do change their diet, trying to get just a little bit more vegetables in, a little bit more healthy proteins and fats can go a long way, not just currently, but also for lifelong. Because usually these things, as we get older, they're not like all of a sudden magically just going to disappear. We just need to learn how to work with who we are as an individual, instead of realizing, I have this crutch. It's not a crutch. It's just knowing how to work differently, because we live in society, especially in the public school system, where there is a typical way of learning, which is linguistics and logical learning. That's how it's structured. Well, not everybody thinks that way. And that's why kids who have ADHD tend to suffer in that aspect. So trying to understand that, both trying to empower your kid as well as implementing good nutrition practices can really nourish the brain, the body in a long term that will help you in the long term, especially for your kids. The other thing I do recommend is, there's certain things that you can incorporate as far as supplements. I get this question asked all the time. What can I take can my kid take to help with ADHD, to be able to help focus better in school? Well, there's certain things, certain herbs that you can incorporate. Now, of course, you got to check with your doctor first, because if they're on certain medications, then there's sometimes contraindications. Here at Nature's Health Clinic, we work with that all the time to be able to make sure there's no contraindications, putting you on the right types of supplements and make sure they're not interacting with your types of medications that you might be on currently. But things that can help is things such as ginkgo biloba. It's a great herb that actually increases blood flow to the brain. Rosemary, as well as rosemary, also does increase blood flow to the brain. I used to use this. I still use this actually a lot. Is using ginkgo and rosemary. I use rosemary essential oil more. Rosemary is considered to be more to be able to heighten the brain while you're studying or in a test. Usually I use actually lavender for if your kid deals with more anxiety. I dealt with anxiety a lot in school, and so using something like lavender essential oil, it's more of a calming herb to be able to help you relax. But rosemary is something to be able to use while you're studying to be able to help retain memory of things that you're trying to learn. So those are things that you can start incorporating more of. The other things I do suggest, of course, you guys have already heard this, but fish oils is always important. Getting good quality fish oils daily. There's some research on this that can actually help with kids with ADHD. But the last big thing that I would definitely emphasize is neurofeedback. It's something that we do provide here at Nature's Health Clinic for our patients. And now neurofeedback is basically exercise for the brain. They've seen this in research that it is just as beneficial as the medications, except with the side effects. So what it is able to put on a device to be able to read the brainwave activity, see what's going on, but also using software that can train the brain, the parts that is, hindrance and lacking for people who have ADHD ADHD to be able to heighten it, as well as improve peak performance, even help balancing out mood. These things can really help with kids with ADHD. And I've seen it successful with a lot of my patients to be able to use this and implement it. That's something that I used to wish I had when I was a kid to implement it. I use it myself to be able to help, really help with focus and be able to really help with things that we suffer with, such as attention. So these are things that I do encourage. And again, if you want to know more information, you can leave that in the comment section below, as well as, you could check out the Nature's Health Clinic. We're here in Covington. We're naturopathic family practice out here, and you can just check us out. Until next time, this is Dr. LeGrand here at Nature's Health Clinic. See you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.